Son, there's something no school will teach you, no woman will ever say out loud, and no friend will ever admit. But I'll tell you now before it's too late. Every woman craves one thing more than your looks, your money or your words. You give her this, and you'll never chase again. You withhold it, and she'll forget you faster than your last text. Sit down, shut off the noise, and listen, because what I'm about to tell you will change your life forever. This isn't about tricks, games, or manipulation. No, this is about power, real power, the kind that makes women crave your presence without you saying a word. What is it? It's something deeper. It's an energy, a frame that you must build within yourself. Let me explain. Welcome to a video that will change the way you understand attraction. No more guessing games, no more empty promises, just raw, unfiltered truths about what women actually crave. Like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Section 1. No, the truth no one tells you. Listen carefully, son. There's a lie that's been told for generations. A lie that's been fed to you by every movie, every ad, and every bad relationship advice blog. They tell you it's about looks. They tell you it's about your bank account or what you can buy her. They tell you you need to be a perfect gentleman, texting her all day, showering her with compliments. But none of that is what gets her. It may get you a few likes, a temporary smile, or a thank you, but it'll never make her stay. It'll never make her crave you. What women want is something deeper, something more powerful. They want a man who is grounded, whose presence speaks louder than his words, a man who commands respect with his silence, who is never desperate, and who doesn't need her validation to feel whole. The truth is, women are biologically wired to be attracted to men who are emotionally stable, centered and strong in their own sense of self. It's called emotional dominance, and it's the cornerstone of attraction. Without it, you're just another guy in the crowd. She doesn't want your approval. She wants your presence, your power, your ability to lead her emotionally, without needing her to confirm your worth. Section 2. The raw power of emotional mystery. What do I mean by emotional mystery? Let me put it simply. You can't give everything away at once. You can't let her into every corner of your life the moment you meet. Women are attracted to what they don't know about you. They're drawn to the man who keeps them guessing, who holds back just enough to make them want more. When you're too available, when you're too predictable, you kill the attraction. Why? Because you become boring. You become another guy who has nothing interesting to offer. You become a man who she doesn't need to chase. I've seen it 1,000 times, son. A man who talks too much, who shares too much too soon. He becomes a bore. But the man who speaks little, yet his words have weight, he's the one she can't get enough of. The man who knows when to be silent, when to pull away, and when to open up just enough to keep her on the edge of her seat. That's the man she craves. And how do you do that? It's simple. You master your emotions. You never let her see you sweat. You're the calm in the storm. Your strength lies in your ability to control your inner world, and that's what makes you irresistible to her. Section 3. The silent dominance frame. Here's where a lot of men go wrong. They confuse dominance with aggression. They think they have to assert themselves in loud, obnoxious ways. But that's not it. Real dominance comes from the silence, from your unshakable presence, from your frame. What's a frame? A frame is the world you create around you. It's your reality, and when you have a strong frame, the world around you bends to it. Women crave a man who's not swayed by the chaos around him, who isn't desperate for their attention, and who can walk into a room and command it without uttering a single word. You've seen it before, the man who enters a room and all eyes fall on him without him even trying. He doesn't need to announce himself. His presence speaks for him. It's a frame. And this frame doesn't get broken by a woman's criticism, by her silence, or by her tests. It's unbreakable. You need to build your frame, son. You need to become the man who controls his emotions, his reactions, and the environment around him. That's what makes you dominant. Not what you say, but how you carry yourself. Section 4. Women crave to feel you, not hear you. Now listen closely. One of the biggest mistakes most men make is believing that talking their way into a woman's heart will win her over. No. What she craves most is feeling your presence, not hearing your words. Women, deep down, are attracted to how you make them feel. It's not about your constant compliments or sweet talk. Women crave the man who makes them feel alive, who taps into their emotions, who makes their heart race with the way he moves, looks, and exists around them. She'll tell you she wants to be heard. She'll tell you she wants your opinion. But the truth, she wants you to listen and show her you have control over yourself, your emotions, your mind. A man who can make her feel is a man who will never be forgotten. Section 5. The Psychology of Female Seduction. When you understand how women think, son, you start to realize that seduction isn't about tricks or flashy moves. It's about creating the right emotional environment. Women aren't seduced just by physical appearance, but by the emotional intensity a man creates. It's about tension, the space between you two, the anticipation, the unspoken connection. When you pull back, when you create just enough distance for her to wander, she becomes obsessed with the idea of closing that gap. Section 6. Building Attraction with Emotional Seduction. Now, let me tell you something that most men will never understand. Women don't fall for you just because of your physical appearance or what you say. They fall for how you make them feel. They fall for how you trigger their emotions in ways they can't explain. Seduction is an emotional experience, not a physical one. When a woman feels connected to you on a deep emotional level, that's when the attraction becomes something she can't escape. But here's the kicker. You don't have to be the most handsome guy in the room to create this kind of bond. What you need is emotional depth. The trick is learning how to make her feel something she hasn't felt in a long time. The key is emotional tension, the kind of tension that creates a magnetic pull. You don't need to say all the right things. In fact, sometimes saying less is more. What she craves is the feeling of being drawn in, and the only way you can create that feeling is by being calm, being composed, and controlling the emotional atmosphere around you. You need to learn the art of subtlety. Women are intuitive, son. They'll pick up on your energy before they'll listen to your words. If your energy is desperate, anxious, or needy, she'll pick up on that immediately, and she'll start pulling away. But if you're grounded, confident, and composed, she'll feel the pull. She'll want to be near you. she'll crave your presence. Section 7. Being the man who makes her want more. A lot of men think that giving a woman everything she wants is the way to win her heart. But the truth is, that approach will only drain you and make you invisible. Women don't want you to give everything away immediately. They don't want you to hand them the world on a silver platter. Instead, they want you to make them want more. And here's how you do that. You keep her on the edge. You don't give her every part of yourself right away. You give her just enough to keep her curious, to keep her wondering what's behind the surface. This is where most men fail. They're too eager to please. They try too hard to impress. But women are more attracted to the man who leaves them wanting more. Why? Because she's in control of the chase. And as much as women crave connection, they also crave a sense of mystery. If you want to be the man who leaves her wanting more, you have to understand this principle. Don't be afraid to be unpredictable. Don't show all your cards. Don't let her know every detail about your life on the first date. Let her discover you piece by piece. Let her feel the excitement of getting to know the real you. Section 8. The Power of Indifference. This is a secret I'm about to share that will change everything for you. If you want to know how to have a woman obsessed with you, here it is. Become indifferent to her presence. Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out. When you're overly attached to her, when you're constantly trying to please her, you lose your power. You start to bend to her will. But when you're indifferent, when you show that you can live without her and still be happy, that is when she'll begin to chase you. Women crave challenge. They need to feel that they have to earn your attention. If you're too available, too eager to please, you become predictable, and that's when the attraction dies. Being indifferent doesn't mean you don't care about her. It means you're not emotionally dependent on her. You know your worth, and you're not going to sacrifice your happiness just to win her over. When she sees that, when she knows that you can walk away at any moment, she'll start to value your presence more. Section 9. Using non-verbal communication to your advantage. I want you to understand this. 93% of communication is non-verbal. That's right, son. You can say all the right things, but it's your body language, your posture, and the way you carry yourself that speaks louder than your words ever could. Women are incredibly attuned to non-verbal cues. They pick up on your energy before they listen to a single word you say. The way you walk, the way you stand, the way you look at her, it all communicates power. You need to be aware of how you're presenting yourself. When you walk into a room, stand tall. Keep your posture strong. Maintain eye contact without being intense. Don't fidget or shift around. Stand your ground. Your body language is a reflection of your inner strength. And when women see a man who's physically confident, who's comfortable in his own skin, it triggers something deep inside them. It triggers a desire to be around him. Tick. Section 10. Creating the unavailable. Mystique. If you want to be the man who every woman craves, you have to become a little harder to get. This doesn't mean playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about creating a sense of value and exclusivity. When a woman knows she can't have you whenever she wants, it makes her want you more. Why? Because she's wired to chase what's rare. When she feels like you're too busy, too focused on your own life to constantly entertain her, she'll start pursuing you. But here's the thing. You're not playing games. You're living your life as you should. You have your own purpose, your own goals, your own vision. And when she sees that, when she knows she's not the center of your universe, she'll want to be. Section 11. The Art of Unpredictability. Remember this. Predictability kills attraction. Women want a man who keeps them on their toes, someone who isn't afraid to break the mold. When you become too predictable, when she knows exactly what you're going to do or say, the spark begins to fade. But when you keep her guessing, when you show her that you're full of surprises, that's when she starts to feel like she's in the presence of something unique, something worth pursuing. This doesn't mean you should be erratic or fake. It's about being spontaneous, being a little mysterious. It's about not always following the script. If she expects you to text her at a certain time, don't. If she expects you to always be available, be a little harder to reach. But here's the trick. Never leave her hanging for too long. You want to keep the tension, but not break it completely. The unpredictability isn't about playing games. It's about living your life in a way that doesn't revolve around her. It's about being fully invested in your own mission, your own goals. When she sees that, she'll find herself drawn to you, wondering what you'll do next, and wondering if she's a part of that future. Section 12. The cold to hot effect. This is the part where you can truly master the art of attraction. I'm going to tell you about the cold to hot effect, something that's been used by men throughout history to capture the attention of women. It's a technique that plays with her emotions in a way that makes her crave your presence more and more. What you do is simple. You fluctuate between being distant and being warm. At times you're the mysterious, emotionally unavailable man. Other times you're the one who gives her attention, makes her feel special, and lets her know she's wanted. Women are emotional creatures, and they love the thrill of uncertainty. When you go hot, she feels the warmth of your attention, and when you go cold, she feels the longing and desire to get closer. This back and forth creates emotional tension, something she can't ignore. But, just like with unpredictability, you have to do this with balance. Too cold and you'll push her away. Too hot and you'll seem desperate. You want to keep her in that sweet spot, where she's never quite sure what to expect next, but she knows that you're worth the chase. Section 13. Creating deep connection through dialogue. Now, let's talk about something very important, the power of meaningful conversation. There's a common mistake men make when trying to attract women. They talk too much. They bombard her with words, trying to impress her with their intelligence, charm, or wit. But the truth is, it's not about how much you talk. It's about how much you listen. When you listen to a woman, when you give her space to open up, that's when the real connection begins to form. Women want to feel understood, to feel heard. If you're constantly talking, constantly dominating the conversation, you'll lose the chance to truly connect with her. Ask her about her dreams, her desires, her struggles. Let her talk about herself. And when she does, don't just nod your head. Listen with intent. Show her that you care about what she's saying. A lot of men think that to attract women, they need to tell fascinating stories. But the truth is, most women will be far more attracted to a man who cares enough to listen. Section 14. Being the man who leaves her wanting more. Here's a lesson that might sting a little, but it's the truth. If you want to be the man who attracts women consistently, you need to leave them wanting more. Don't give everything at once. This is what separates the men who are successful with women from the ones who aren't. The biggest mistake men make is over-investing emotionally in the early stages of a relationship. They want to tell her everything, show her everything, and give her everything. But this only results in the woman becoming bored and starting to take him for granted. You don't want to be the man she can't get rid of. You want to be the man she can't live without. So, how do you leave her wanting more? You don't overextend yourself. You don't give her all of you right away. You give her just enough to keep her interested, to keep her craving your presence. You need to be the man who knows how to make an exit, who knows how to leave her wanting more of you, not less. Section 15. The final secret of attraction. Always be a little out of reach. And now, the final secret, the one that ties everything together. To truly master the art of attraction, you need to always remain just a little bit out of reach. This doesn't mean playing games or being cruel. It means that you should never become too emotionally dependent on her. You should never put her on a pedestal and worship her from afar. Women are attracted to the unreachable man, not the one who's always available. This doesn't mean you should play hard to get or act disinterested. It means that you should never let her control the dynamic. You always need to keep something of yourself back. If you give her everything, all of your time, all of your attention, all of your focus, she'll take it and she'll stop wanting more. But if you remain just a little out of reach, she'll continue to chase you. She'll always feel like there's something deeper, something she hasn't discovered yet, and that will keep her coming back for more. Outro. So there, you have it, the old man's secrets to becoming the man women crave. If you've been paying attention, you'll notice that none of these secrets require you to be rich, good-looking, or have some special gift. They require you to understand the power of emotional connection. They require you to master the art of attraction and never become too available. You don't need to be perfect. In fact, trying to be perfect is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Women don't want perfection. They want authenticity. They want a man who understands the emotional dynamics of attraction, who can lead with confidence, and who isn't afraid to keep a little mystery. So, remember, you don't need to be desperate for her affection. Let her come to you. Keep your life exciting, unpredictable, and most of all, focused on you. And I guarantee women will begin to crave your presence like never before. I hope you've enjoyed these secrets today. Now, if you want to hear more about how to master relationships, attraction, and everything in between, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more of these powerful insights. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next.